So without doubt, the best chords you could possibly learn are the diatonic chords. Now what that means is they're part of a family. They all work together. They all sound great. You can mix and match them any way you want, and you will find millions and millions of songs. So the song list for this set of chords is phenomenal. You could pretty much play guitar the rest of your life and only learn these. But from here, at least you'll have the strongest possible foundation from which to move. And I'm going to show you how it looks on the guitar and exactly how to use them in really kind of cool ways that will give you endless creative possibilities and let you make them your own. So here they are. This is the key of C. We got 7 chords. They're numbered 1 to 7. The uppercase mean major. The lowercase is minor. And the last one there, the 7, means, the little circle means diminished. And it sounds kind of tense. So the way they sound in order: C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and B diminished. So the musical vocabulary is really big. We're going to focus on just that slice now, but that's the best one. That's where kind of everything is happening. And the applied and the minor key are ones we're going to borrow from time to time, but this is the bread and butter. So you can see 1, 4, and 5, as well as 6. Those are the most important ones. And the way it looks, this is the key of C, that circle. So everything in that circle is in the key of C. So there's all our chords. You can see that C and A minor are the center of the key, and that means that your ear is drawn towards that. So a C or A minor will be where the sense of rest is. So here it is in Roman numerals. So we have chord 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's our bread and butter, and what we're going to do is look at how they're done exactly on the guitar. So this is a picture of the fretboard. So here's fret number 1, fret number 2. That's the first 4 frets of the guitar. The R is for root, the red is the 3rd, and the blue is the 5th. So we're going to play from the root. And it sounds like the black dots here are the fingers. So that's finger 3 because there's 3 white ticks. That's finger 2, that's finger 1. So make sure your thumb's not up and your 3rd finger's not kind of leaning down. Try to keep it clean and crisp like that. So the lowest note is the most important thing here, and right now the lowest note is C or scale degree 1. We can change that, but for now, you can see that when I play this chord, I'm only lighting up 1, 3s, and 5s. That's what makes it a 1 chord. It always goes every other 1. So chord 2 will be 2, 4, and 6. I'm going to play it from the root as well. So there's the starting point, the open D string. Okay. And if we look closer, I'm using my 4th finger and not the 3rd. The 4th finger is all right if you need that top note here, but typically your 3rd finger is going to be used for this guy or for the 7th. to do inversions. So we're going to keep that third finger free and play just with the pinky. And on the fretboard, you'll see 2 4s and 6s. All right, chord 3, E minor. We're going to play from this root. We could play it from here, but we want the full effect. So we'll play it there. Finger 2 and 3. And this will be all of our 3 5s and 7s will light up. All right, check out chord 4. So C, D, E, after that is going to be F. Now there's a lot of ways to play this. If you can do a bar chord, I recommend starting at this root here. Start by putting your third finger down, then your pinky, then your second finger, and then lay your first finger on the side. If you can't do a bar chord, we'll start from this one. So put your third finger there, second finger, and your first finger across. And if you still have a hard time with the bar, what you do is you let go of your first finger and the bar, and that way we play the open string. Still sounds pretty good. So, but if you can, I really recommend playing the F like this. It's a bigger, fuller, and cleaner sound. All right. And of course, 4 is 4, 6, and it should be 8, but we don't have 8, we go back to 1. So it's all 4, 6, and 1. All right. Chord 5. So this is our G, and we're going to play from this root. So that's our bass note there. This one's a little bit of a pain. This is a good way to play it for this key because when we switch to our other chords, it's really close, but that can be a bit of a stretch. So you can also play it like this, and my third finger is on that 5th right there. So there's our G, and if we look at our fretboard, you'll see it's 5, 7s, and 2s. Really, really popular chord. All right, almost done. Chord number 6. The root is the open A string, right there. Finger 2, finger 3, and finger 1. Okay. And of course, I'm going to have 6 1s and 3s when I look at my fretboard. All right, last one, chord 7. So a second finger, third, fourth, and first. Start with the third finger, put the fourth, and always the first finger last when you're first building your chords. So, oh yeah, and 7, 2, 4, and this one we have the 7th in it. So if you look here, I've got the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and then also the 7th. Because this chord doesn't sound good without the 7th. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. We got chord 1, chord 2, chord 3, chord 4, chord 5, chord 6. And back to 1. So the most important thing about the chords, there's 3 main things. Which note's on the bottom? In this case, it's the green one, the root. The other thing that your ear really picks up is which note is on the top. So, for example, it's really obvious when I put so if I want to play a chord and I want to have this note at the top, sounds a certain way. I want the 5th at the top, or the 3rd at the top. So that's how you can, so again, the bottom note, the top note, and also whether or not it has a 7th. Those are, to me, the 3 biggest things when you're trying to do all your variations here. So a 7th gives it a smoother, jazzier sound. So I could choose that 7th, I could choose this 7th. So again, the most important things are, and this goes for all the chords, who's on the bottom? Is it the root? Is it the 3rd? Is it the 5th? Or the 7th? So listen to the difference. Fifth on the bottom, 7th on the bottom. So if we take a look at, for instance, chord 2, here my root's on the bottom, but I could take my first finger off of here, bring it down here, and now instead of a D minor like this, right? I could also have the 5th be the bass. Different sound. Or the 7th be the bass. Or I could play the root on the bottom and just include the 7th. Cool equal sounding. So instead of a D minor like this, so for all your chords, really play around with all the variations because there's so much with each one. So many different possible sounds, inversions, sevenths, changing the top note. I mean, that's just with one chord, so you can imagine the possibilities, especially with designing bass lines. So here's my 1, I can start creating a bass line. Depending on what kind of melody I want. So okay, I'll choose 1 there, and I'll go to this chord and I'll choose a 2. I can go to this chord and choose a 3. Go to this chord and choose a 4, 5. I can start creating melodic lines depending on the inversion of the chord that I use. So you can be really creative and create your own really smooth sounding chord progressions just by thinking, okay, I want to go from 1, I want to go up. Or let's say I want to go from 1 and I want to go down. So down from 1 is 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3. You could use the 3 here. So there's so many fun things you can do once you fully understand how these chords work and how to modify them. So again, the most important thing is the bass note, the top note, who the top note is, and does it have a 7th? So you can play around with all that stuff and have a lot of really interesting music. So next time we're going to look at doing some songs with this. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.